Hello everyone, we are here at the NUCLEI forum at the FMB Süd, which is the trade fair for manufacturers in South Germany, and I'm here today with Mr. Volker Boelsch from the Digital Innovation Center in Karlsruhe, Germany, and he has been a participant in our panel discussion today, and we would like to transfer his major message for the NUCLEI network. So why is it important for small and medium-sized companies to digitize, and what is the major message you want to give to these companies in the past towards digitization?
I've just been asked what is the major message to give to small and medium-sized companies in terms of digitization. Now there's one thing that we can take for granted. We have to do it. It's the sign of the times. It's the technology that is there. If we don't use it, in case we should, and we don't use it, we'll definitely be on the losing end at the end of the whole story. And that's the point at which I usually say but, a big but. Because, and that's one thing I've learned in the panel discussion today, that the entire topic of digitization of the fourth industrial revolution is handled in a manner that we say we have to do it because we have to do it. And that's the point which I say no. We have to do it if it works. We have to do it if we gain from it. We have to do it if everybody involved is a winner after we've done it.
So we have to do it, but it has to work, and you pointed out very much we have to be pragmatic in addressing this very issue. Mm-hmm. So don't digitize just for the mere fact everybody is telling you have to digitize. Think about your business model first, and then think what makes sense for you and what not. However, in going that path, it's very important to think outside the box, and also think about your business model, and also which partners you might like to join on this path. So tell us, why do you think it's important to also keep alliances with your potential competitors?
I will actually take the case of the German food and beverage industry as an example here, because in that industry it is quite normal that you work in conjunction with your direct competitors. It is quite normal that a brewery in town A might call another brewery in town B and say, hey, listen, my means of production are completely filled to the brim, but I need to brew more. Can you produce a couple of hectoliters for me? And I'll send someone over to bring you the hops and the barley later on. So this is what's already happening, that producers produce for the competition, and the next month it could be vice versa. So that's one thing we don't really do much in the manufacturing industry. If we did, that would already be a good step, but we need to go one step further. As you heard in the example, it was an example I just made up, but Brewery A said, I'll send someone over with the hops and the barley later on. Of course, if we digitize, the producer who delivers the barley to Brewery A already has to be on its way to Brewery B, so that this whole discussion doesn't even need to take place, because they all know in their planning algorithms it will be necessary next week that Brewery B takes some of its capacities to brew my beer. And that must not be a case of discussion, it must be a case of electronic data exchange, which is natural for everybody involved.
My advice would be to carefully check which new technologies open the path towards the new value generation. My advice would be to think of how to generate additional business with data, since I am fully convinced that data is oil of our future industry, and this data business, which is still very dominant in the US. It's not yet sufficiently, from a point of thinking point of view, fully distributed inside our mid-sized companies in Germany, in Europe. And this data business, for me, is a clue and a more strategic element to increase the value generation, increase the value and increase the profit margin from the company. And this has, of course, tremendous changes for our industry. This is a consequence that we have to change the mind, the thinking of our industry. And this will not be so easy. And a lot of companies we are consulting, they start thinking on this, and they have realized that the best way to implement this is the excavation, incubation process, which means I make a spin-off or I make a startup outside my company and I develop the business and I take it back after a while. This, of course, is very important. Up to now, our whole markets are in linear value chains organized, which means it's very clear who will sell to whom the business. And digital transformation requires that we generate value generation networks. And these value generation networks are, of course, a result of transnational effects, networks, connections. And here, of course, you have to find the best, the most well-suited partner. And here, this is of course, here networks can help in order to make and generate these kind of value generation networks.
As Sarah said, I work for John Deere, and John Deere is a large company present in almost every country in the world. And two of the words that are being used very frequently nowadays are globalization and diversity. So I think that having networks that go beyond the national borders and bring in the perspective of several countries, several people, help building a knowledge that if you have only people from one single country, you will not get. So in a global world like ours, we need to get experiences from other countries. And I can speak of my team in particular. I'm leading a team which is made of people from the United States, Germany, Mexico, and India. And I can guarantee you that the perspectives that we get from the different groups, also in terms of interests, in terms of fields of applications, are very different compared to what we see only in Germany here.